All right, good afternoon, Year 7s. Welcome back for another video. This is week 3 now, and we are learning to find the percentage of a number or the percentage of a quantity. So just remember, the first few pages usually have examples and key ideas, right? Key ideas here and some examples. These examples will explicitly show you how to solve these types of questions if you're on your own. But this video here, I'm also going to show you how I do it in my own way. Starting with 4J, 1A, right? And again, when you're doing your work this week in maths, you're doing every second. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then what? This one again? I can't remember, I've lost count. But you're basically doing every second question. And I think I've made that really clear now. But anyway, we'll go to 20% of 80. I'm going to go ahead and create a new page just next door so we can take a snippet of this question here. Copy. And we're going to find 20% of 80. Now, what does this all mean? The reason why you'd want to find 20% of any number or any percent of a number is especially when you're doing some shopping. When you're at the shops and you see a ticket price and it looks something like this. So let's do black. I look something like this. Here's the tag and it says 20% off, right? And that's on the hanger. So it might be, a t-shirt that you're looking for or something at the shops, whatever it is. 20% off. You first have to know how to find 20% of that number. So maybe we're looking at something that costs $80. Maybe it's a really nice jacket. Maybe there's a jacket that you like, a winter jacket, and it's $80. Well, if we find 20% of 80, whatever that price is, we take it off that price, and that's what the discount will be. So let's first find 20% of 80. Now, I'm going to write the question. 20% of 80. And I'm going to rewrite it. When we have a percentage and just a regular number, they're kind of like speaking different languages. Remember how we had percentages, fractions, and decimals, and we said that each one of these were different languages? We said that this one was like Spanish, and then English, and then Chinese or something, right? They all represent the same thing. So if we had a look at the percentage of 20%, or as a fraction, what would 20% be? That's a fifth. And a decimal is 0.2. All right, so we're going to try and find 20% of 80, but we're going to convert this percentage to a fraction. I'll show you why in a second. So 20% can be written as 20 out of 100. I know that I wrote 1/5 here, but this is the simplified version. So we could also write or 20 out of 100. That's fine. So I converted this to a fraction. Of, in maths, means times, same thing. And 80, we're going to write 80 as a fraction. Remember, every whole number is actually a fraction where the numerator is that number, but the denominator is 1. So for example, over here, if I write 7 as a fraction, it's actually 7 over 1. Or pick any number. 25. 25 is actually 25 over 1. So it's the same thing. Okay. So back to our question here. What we've done is we've turned this question basically looking like this. So now we have two fractions. Now, hopefully you can remember back to multiplying fractions. We multiply the top and then we multiply the bottom. We can do that, but 20 times 80 is kind of big. So the next thing I'm going to do now, this is a new skill, you may have not done this before, is we're going to break down each of these numbers. We can't really break one down anymore, can't we? We're just going to leave that. So we're going to break down these numbers into their factors. So numbers that multiply with each other to make those numbers. Let's just start by looking at the 20 here. What two numbers can you think of that multiply to make 20? Well, I'm thinking of 2 times 10. So I'm going to write 2 times 10. We could have done 5 times 4, but we're just going to go up 2 times 10 for now. I'll explain later. All right, over... Now 100 can be broken down into 10 times 10. Now we put the times symbol exactly where it's supposed to be. So times. And then we've got the 80. Well, 8 times 10 over 1. So again, we've gone from here to here simply by breaking down each of these numbers into their factors, right? They're factors. So 20 is the same as 2 times 10. 100 is the same thing as 10 times 10. And 80 is the same thing as 8 times 10. We've just broken it down. Because we've broken down now these numbers, we can start cancelling some numbers out. If you see a number that's anywhere on the bottom that also exists on the top, you can just put a line through them. Here we go. This 10 can cancel out with this 10. You can only do 1 for 1 though. You can't cancel out 2 10s and 1 10 on the top. But I can see that we've got a 10 on the bottom and another 10 on the top. So what I'm left with now is 2 times 8, which is 16. Whoops, let's use blue. Over, well, there's nothing here. It's just a 1. So it's 16 wholes, or 16 over 1, which can simply be written as just 16. So what's the answer there? Well, 20% of 80 is 16. So if there was a price for a jacket that was $80 and it was actually 20% off, it would be the 80 minus the $16 we just worked out, which would be 80 take 10 is 70, 70 take 6 is 64. So it would actually be $64 for that jacket. But that's not the original question. That was just a side note. But yeah, the answer is 16. So let's go ahead and do another one. We'll go back now and just pick something that looks a little bit more different. We'll go with 30% of 90, part D. Take a screenshot, copy. Oh, that's not what you want. Okay. 30% of 90. We'll put a line going down here so we know it's a different question. Here we go. Right, step 1. Write the question. 30% of 90. And remember, the next step is to turn both of these numbers into fractions and then change the of to a times. In one go, here we go. So 30 out of 100, because that's percent, times 90 wholes, or 90 over 1. All right, next part. You can look here and see what you think we're going to do next. We're going to break each of these numbers down into their parts, or factors. Let's do 3 times 10. And again, if you're thinking 6 times 5, because that's also 30, you can choose over 10 times 10 times 9 times 10 over 1. So this part here is for that. This part here is for that. This part here is for that. And this part here, well, we can't break 1 anymore, so we're just going to leave it as a 1. All right, next, we cancel numbers out that we see on the top and bottom. So I can see a 10 here and a 10 here, a 10 here and a 10 here. And what I'm left with is 3 times 9, which is 27, 27 over 1, which we know is eventually going to be just 27, hey? There we go. So 30% of 90 is 27. Let's do one more. And I might pick this one this time. Let's do 25% of 60. I like that one. This may be a little bit trickier. All right. So step 1, write the question. Whoops. 25% of 60. Next step, convert them all to fractions. So 25 over 100 times 60 over 1. Next step, break the numbers down. So 25 can be broken down into 5 times 5. All right, let's do 100. Let's do 10 times 10. And then 60 can be 6 times 10 over 1. All right, here's something a little bit trickier. Have a look. I've got a 10 here that I can cancel out with a 10 here, right? But then you can see I've got this other 10 here. There's no other 10s on the top. So let's just cross these ones out. Now I don't have anything to cross this 10 out with. So could I do something more? Well, here's what I could do. I'm going to show you something else now that you can do. I can now break this 10 down. I'm not going to use the red because the red means that we're cancelling out completely. I'm going to turn 10 into another 2 factors. What 2 numbers can you think of that multiply to make 10? 2 times 5 makes 10, yeah? Now can you see what's happened? This 5 can now cancel with this 5. Or that one, doesn't. You pick that one or that one, doesn't matter. So this 5 now cancels with, let's say, this 5. Is there anything else we can do? Could we get rid of this number? We can. Is there a way we could break down the 6 so that we have a 2 here? Because if we had a 2 here, we could cancel that out with that out. So looking at this, what times 2 makes the 6 here? If you're thinking 3 times 2, you're spot on. So let's change 6 to 3 times 2. And now we can cross out this 2 with this 2. And as you can see now, there's nothing on the bottom except for the 1. And what we're left with is 5 times 3, which is 15. So our answer is 15 wholes, or simply 15. What I've shown you in this video is 1 to 2 little strategies you can use to find the percentage of a number. There are more strategies, and they'll come up in a later video. Thanks for watching. See ya.